We've talked a lot about the troubled offseason in the NBA for a lot of players, and the rap sheet on Michael Beasley isn't very good. In February, he went 71 and a 45, and a Mercedes did not have a license plate. Was driving with a suspended license, and a loaded gun was found. Then, a few months later, reported that he was under investigation for an alleged sexual assault, and now recently arrested for marijuana possession in August, and that was the last straw for the Phoenix Suns, as they have waived him after just 1 year in Phoenix. He's only 24 years old. He was a former second overall pick and had signed a 3-year, $18 million deal with the Suns, but they did say it was his off-court behavior that is the reason why they're waiving him. Are we going to see more of this? Are teams just going to say, listen, if you cannot behave in the offseason, we're done with you? I mean, is this a precedent the Phoenix Suns are sending here by releasing Beasley after all these off-court issues?
Yeah, and I think it's the proper message. And, if you can't handle your off-court affairs, pardon the pun, and whatever else, you're going to get into trouble, drugs, these charges. And at the end of it, I think sometimes they throw a mulligan if the guy is actually, playing some amazing basketball. You can kind of maybe put some of it under the rug. But I think just with now, and as you mentioned, just the nightmare that's been the last even the last couple of weeks currently in the NBA with Budenholzer and the Odom and Ty Lawson, Liggins and Sullinger. I mean, the list goes on. And a guy with Beasley's talent, and like you mentioned, I mean, this is a guy who was a number 2 overall pick in the 08 draft. So much upside and so much potential, but that P word we throw around. I mean, at the end of it, the other thing is try to be a nice, a good person and deal with things. But I love the message. I think you'll see more contracts maybe being structured that if you're a screwball and you're going to screw up, and there's always a defamation of the organization, and you're just not a professional. These guys will they'll waive you and they'll label you, and good luck getting a job. There's teams out there who kind of take the misfits and the last resort things, but I really don't think there's just so many good athletes out there. And I always say it's a privilege, not a right, to play in pro sports and make a living at it. I think it sends a great message, and hopefully one that people will finally get drilled home, because in the last couple of weeks, to be an NBA fan, an NBA, columnist, it's been embarrassing because the news, of course, they're not playing, but you'd love to cover some good news about people doing some good things, which there are. But right now, right now the headlines aren't very good. And if you're David Stern passing the ball over to Mr. Silver, you've got some damage control to do.